Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Glory and I post videos around sewing, pattern drafting, and behind the scene on how I create amazing garments. So if this is your first time seeing me, please don't make it your last. I'll be waiting for you to subscribe. Yeah, thank you for subscribing. So now in this video I'll be showing you how I made this pretty top. It's a crop top. You can make yours longer if you want to, but mine is a crop top. So the measurement I took was my upper chest measurement or my upper bust measurement, and also the measurement from my shoulder down to where I took my upper chest measurement, and also the top length. So those were the measurements I took. And this shirt that I'm putting on, I have a video on how I made the shirt, but it was in another fabric, African print. The same pattern, everything is the same, just that the fabric is different. So if you've not seen that video and if you want to create this kind of garment for yourself, I'll be expecting to check that out. So I'll see you on my cutting table. So guys, we're going to start by getting our radius for our upper bust circumference. So to do that, we'll be dividing our upper bust circumference by 6.28. I got that 6.28 by timesing pi by 2. So I'm going to leave some write up on the screen, so make sure you just pause and understand that. So now I divided my upper circumference by 6.28 and gave me 4.7. Mine is 30, by the way. So I'll be taking that 4.7, I'll be taking it round. I'll put my tape rule at that at the edge of my pattern paper, then just mark 4.7 round, as you can see me do. I'll be using the broken line. So when I'm done using the broken line, I'm going to commit with a normal line when I'm done. So just make sure you go back to confirm if you took the accurate measurement, because if you add or reduce, it's going to affect your top at the end of the day. So just make sure you take the accurate measurement. So I'll be joining my broken lines now. I'll be joining that now, and yeah, just want me to do that. I'll be joining it, and now the next thing we'll be doing is to proceed to measure our top length. So remember, I showed you guys how I took my top length. So I'll be taking that measurement, my preferred top length, which is 10 inches. So I'll be taking that from that point. So what I did was I just added, since I could add my radius to my top length, I could just mark everything together. So I'm marking 14.7 instead of 10. So you can just mark yours whichever way you like, but that's what I'm doing. So I'll just mark 14.7 round to get my top measurement. So I'll be cutting at each marked line. You see that soon. So I'm just marking. Make sure you make multiple marks so you can get a very nice curve. This is a full circle top. It is not like a half circle or a quarter circle. This is a full circle top. So next thing I'm doing now is to just join the broken lines that I made. So I'll just be joining my broken lines now. As you can see me do, join those broken lines. Remember, I did not add seam allowance to this pattern. I'll be adding seam allowance on our fabric. So now we'll be cutting. So I'll just cut this line and also the other line. So that's what you see me doing. Now I'll cut. So I'm trying to focus my camera very well. So I'll just cut that now. So I'll be fast forwarding this way because it's just cutting. Just make sure you add seam allowance to your fabric if you're not adding seam allowance on your pattern. Very, very, very important, as you're going to have shortage of fabric. Remember, the top is actually a double full circle top. I added 2 layers. Let me just say double because there's something called double full circle, another type of cotton, but this is not a full circle, but that's 2 layers. So now I'll be cutting the smaller piece, which is 8 inches long. The difference between my the bigger one and the smaller one is just 2 inches. So I'll be cutting it now. So I'm just explaining what I'll be doing. So I'll be cutting that. So I just set that aside now to cut. So the same measurement we took, 4.7, the same radius we took, we'll be taking that again and on another fabric. So I'll just be measuring that. I'll just measure my 4.7, measure it round, as you can see me do. It's just repetition of the thing I did initially. So yeah, so I'll just measure that round. And some people will be wondering if you can cut this on your fabric. Yes, you can. I just wanted to make it on the pattern so I can explain better. It's something you can cut straight up on your fabric. So I'll just be measuring 8 inches, like, but I'll be adding my radius again like I did for the first time. But this one now, instead of taking 14.7, I'll be taking 12.7. Yeah. So I'll just make people feel sorry. So I'll just mark that again. And yeah, so I was done, because I was like, there was no point like doing another long thing again. Let me just, this is I already explained initially. So I'm just showing you, this is 10 inches long and this is 8 inches. So I'm gonna like cut it on my fabric behind camera. Yeah, behind the camera, or behind camera. So the next thing I'll be doing is to show you how I folded my fabric. So I started by laying my fabric on my table, plain, like flat. So after that, I took one edge, then I folded it together. Then next thing I'll be doing, I'll be picking the other side and I'll be folding. So our fabric now is folded into 4. So I'll place my pattern on this part. So my fabric is really small though. The main fabric is really small. But I'm just showing you what it looks like. So you just place it in a way that everything is matching. You can even add some allowance. Make sure there's no like short on the side. So that was what I did basically. That was all. So I'll be removing the pins now from the pattern, and I'll be like separating the pattern and my fabric. So I'm showing you. So there's no like cuts at the side. It's like there's no seam, there won't be a seam line on the side, and I love that. So that's what you'll be getting soon if you follow my tutorial very well. So I'll remove the pin to show you what the bigger one look like. So let's see. So it's looking like a skirt, right? Yeah, you can even make this into a skirt if you want to. You can just add more seam allowance and just add a band. But yeah, we are making the top, so let's focus on our top. So now that is all for the cotton. The next thing I'll be doing now is to just set this aside. Look at those fine crease, like I love it so much. It's really nice. So next thing I'll be doing now is to show you how I'll be aiming. So just watch closely. I'll show you that now. So to aim, what I'll be doing is to like, okay, the width of this fabric is like 1 inch and the length is 13 inches. So I'm dividing that by 2, which gives me 15 inches for both strap. That was what I did. So I'm just showing you. So next I'll be doing is to take that to my sewing machine to join, to fold, to join. So I'm just showing you what it looks like. So I'll be taking that to my sewing machine to join. So now to aim that, what I was saying initially, to aim that, what I'll be doing is to mark 0.5 inch around the perimeter of our circle top. So I'm marking that. I will be doing a rolled M. So instead of me aiming on my sewing machine, I'm very lazy. As long as my top, I'm going to use my aiming glue to aim it. So I'm not going to like see a seam line. I think that's the main reason why I use aiming glue. I don't like seeing seam lines. I try as much as possible to like avoid them, but it's not that they are bad, but it's just like a personal thing. So I'll just be marking 0.5 inch around the perimeter of the top or the circle top. So I'll just turn that to the other side and just mark. I'll show you now and just do it's basically the same thing. I'll just be marking my 0.5 inch. Mark. That's what I'm doing. I'll just keep marking, sure. If you are an OG and you can aim without doing a roll aim, good. But me, I have to like do this because first of all my fabric is stretched, just to like keep it in place. I think that's another reason why I'm doing that. And also it's not like a straight base, it's curved. So curved stuff, curved fabric or curved cloth always like give problem around the side when you are trying to aim. So to avoid those kind of problems, that's why I'm just marking the perimeter of my, then I'm going to like do a basting stitch. You see that soon now. So I'll do the same thing for the other layer of the top. So I'll just lay that on my table and just mark. It's simple, it's the same thing and it's less time consuming. So I'll just mark that also. So I'm gonna head to mark that too. So I'll be showing you what I'll be doing next now. The next thing I'll be doing now is to like sew around this point, just make a basting stitch. I'll come back and show you what it looks like. I'll do that for the second one also. I've gone ahead to like do that. So what I'm doing now is to turn our strap using safety pin rather. So I already divide both strap into 15 inches each. Then I'll be using my safety pin to turn that in. I don't have, if you have a loop turner you can use that at this point, but I don't have a loop turner, so I'll just work with what I have. You can also use needle and thread, but I'll use safety pin because my safety pin can pass through. If it's slimmer than this, needle and thread will be better. I'll maybe make a video on that or show you in future videos. Sure. So the next thing I did was to iron on my hemming glue to my, instead of hemming. So I'll just show you what I did now. So I'll be placing the smaller layer on my table, right side facing me. Then I'm placing the bigger one on it, right side facing me. So I'll just pin that round. That is how I would hem this. So I'll just pin that round. So the seam is going to sandwich between each layer. You won't be able to see seam, but if you open it, then you're going to see a symbol. That's what I'll be doing. The seam will be in between both layers. So I'll just pin that round. So make sure you like get your pin and pin. If you make notch, make sure you mark your notches around. So I'm already pinning that round now. As you can see me doing, I'm pinning. Yeah. So if you've watched to this point and did not subscribe, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's grow this channel so I can bring content, more content to your way. So the next thing I did was take to my sewing machine and just sew the part that I pinned using a 0.5 inch seam allowance. So the next thing we'll be doing is to make notches around so our layers can lay flat. So I'll just make notches. I'll just cut. Make sure you don't cut through your seam line. Make sure you cut before your seam line. Please be very careful because both threads are matching, so it can be very confusing, and when it happens it can be very annoying because you have to go back to your sewing machine to like restitch again. So guys, I'll just make notches, couple of notch, just to secure that. At this point, if you want to make a top stitch, you have the freedom to, but I don't think I'll be making a top stitch because after notching and after ironing, it was laying really flat, so there was no point making a top stitch. So yeah, we are almost done with the top, like almost done. This top is very simple, like very simple, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just turning it how it's going to be. So this is it here. Take your time, it can confuse you, so just take your time to just turn it. I'm just trying to turn the, sorry, it's not in frame, I'm so sorry, but well, so this is it here. So I didn't show you guys, I hemmed it using hemming glue. So I'll just take that part and just bring it out. I noticed that it was not in frame, so I just brought it to frame to show you how I was turning it. So that is all I did. So I've turned that. So this is what we have. It's remaining to add our strap and we'll be done with the top. So now the strap that we went ahead to like turn, we're going to mark where we want our strap to be fixed. So mine, I'm just looking for the best fit sharp. So I'll place that on the table. Then I marked from the edge of my pattern, marked 4 inch in. Then I'll be using my seam ripper to rip the seam around that part so I can like put my strap inside. You can actually sew your strap with it, but I find this part very easy and less confusing. So this is me showing you what I placed the way I placed it on the table. So now I'm going to take my seam ripper and just rip where I marked from the edge of the top, like the edge of the top, 4 inches. Then I'll be using my seam ripper to rip that side and I'll show you. So okay, let me just show you with, okay, yeah, I showed you guys. So this is it. I went to like mark 3 inches, reduce it by 1 inch, so I mark 3 inches there and also mark 3 inches there on the other side too, so it can be balanced. So I just mark 3 inches, not 4 inches, 3 inches please. So now that part that we marked, I'll be using my seam ripper to rip to also take out the, so I'm measuring the neckline and I liked it, so I'll just commit using my seam ripper now to rip the seam around that area. So just, if you don't have a seam ripper, you can use your pin or use your razor blade, but I would recommend you invest in one. It's a lifesaver. It's a lifesaver, yeah, if you know how to use it right, because the lifesaver, I'm very careful, it can actually like cut through your fabric, but if you know how to use it right, you won't have a problem. So I'll just remove this stitch along that side, just small. I won't like remove all the seam, just that part, so I can put my strap in it. I'm doing it for the four side, this side, one at the back, the other side, and the one at the back. So I'm doing it for the other side now, where I marked. So I'm just trying to like, I'm removing it, I'm removing the seam. So that's what I'm doing. So I'll just be fast forwarding this part also, because it is just me removing seam, and it is simple. It's not something that is very hard. Yeah. Please subscribe to my channel again. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. So I'll just place my strap, one of the strap inside, then pin. You can see that it makes life very easy instead of just adding the strap from the beginning, because mistake can happen and it's so annoying taking out seam. So it's just better for you to just avoid it totally, instead of, yeah, there are some that are unavoidable, but the one that you can, why not just avoid it instead of having to frustrate yourself and waste your time. So I'm fixing the strap in. Sorry, it's not in frame again, apology. So I would pin that down. So I just picked up a pin now to pin that down, and yeah, we already have it secured with a pin, and I'll be placing it in the other ripped seam again. I'll just place that at the back. Maybe the other part will be in frame, so we'll see it very well. So see that very well. So that's what I'm just doing. I'm putting that in and pinning. So we already have one strap fixed using a pin. So working on the other side now. So I'm working on the other side. Measure how long you want your strap to be. Mine is 15 inches. I just used 15 inches and it worked perfectly. You can measure it on yourself. Just make sure it is well put together, sure. That's the cocoa of the matter. So just enjoy watching. If you've watched to this point, that means you've gotten value. Hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon so you can get notified whenever I post content on sewing and other videos, sewing in particular, because yeah, we sew on this channel. So guys, can you do that for me? And I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Just doing that. It's behind camera, it's me just pinning, honestly. So I'll use my seam ripper again to rip the other side of the rip the other side. I just pray this one is in frame so we can see it better. Yeah, I'm getting better at recording, so don't worry, future videos will be better than this one. Amen. Hallelujah. So I'm just using my seam ripper to rip that part again. I'll do that for this other side too. I ripped the part behind camera, so this is it. I'm going to pin it. So I'll be doing now is to take that to my sewing machine and just sew that down round again. That's all I'll be doing, and we'll be done with it. So guys, if you watched till this particular point, that means you got value. If you didn't subscribe and I asked you to subscribe initially, I'm waiting again. Please do that. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you in future videos. Bye.